What is up? It is me. It is I. I am the greatest there is, the greatest there was, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes, Stoney, greatness. And I am here with the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the activist, the author, the entertainer, the educator, the innovator, the impaler.
Wow. We're going there today, y'all.
Oh, yeah. So show some respect and bend the knee because they come from all across the world to see. The man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. Mm-hmm. He's your king. He's my king. King Kevyn! There you go. Thank you. King Kevyn, y'all.
But
King
here.
Kevyn.
Yeah. For the cheesy sound effects that are always so cheesy. What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for watching another great episode of the GreatMines Show.
Yes.
King Kevyn here with Stoney Greatness. My phone is going. Oh, that's Twitter. We're going to keep that down there for a second. Anyway.
Twitter be popping.
So we've been building up to this for a matter of 2.5 weeks because that's how long it's been in between the end of season 15. It feels like.
Yeah.
But we are here. All Stars 8.
Yes.
Is here, and we were kind of disappointed when we saw the lineup of the cast.
Yeah.
But once we actually started to watch it, it actually kind of piqued our interest.
Mm-hmm.
We're in it now.
Yeah.
Which I knew we would be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This has got me already. I'm invested. And they just released the first 2 episodes of the season.
Right.
I'm invested.
Yes. We're all invested. Because it's RuPaul's Drag Race. We're all addicted. I mean, it is great TV.
And you know what?
Yeah.
World of Wonders knows that, and that's why they keep coming out with. It's you're not getting a break. You're
right.
Gonna keep going. Because I was just thinking, you told me to watch Pit Stop earlier, and I can imagine Bianca just okay, we just stopped this 3 weeks ago. Now we're going to start this one up. Okay,
and they were like, we got checks coming.
And yes, I'll keep you working.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're filming season 17. It was 17 now, right? 16. Season 16 of they probably already filmed that one.
Well, no, they're not filming that one yet.
I'm playing.
Not yet.
But what I'm saying is they are pushing this out because we are addicted.
Shout out to Bianca Del Rio for coming back and being the host on Pit Stop.
Yes.
For All Stars. So hopefully, Bianca, I think that hosting slot should be yours if you want it. Hopefully you do. Because you're amazing, and then you can take over for RuPaul once RuPaul decides to hang up the dresses.
Yes.
Yeah. So episode 1 of All Stars 8. All right. So we had a little mini challenge there. All right, the runway challenge where the All Stars were asked to show 2 different looks. Famous then and then famous now, and so we saw some good looks. One that comes to mind, Alexis Michelle.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we didn't even talk about. All right, so I wanted to keep the same energy we had before we went live because we was having the deepest conversation. And when I brought up Candy, Alexis was another one that we didn't talk about. My ratings don't change, but she was still one that I think at some level. Well, and we'll get into it in this conversation when we do our breakdown of who our top 4 are.
Yeah,
and that's how we're going to have a top 4 until it's the top 3.
Yeah,
if Ru doesn't throw another wrench in there.
Yeah. So the mini challenge, famous then, famous now. Said Alexis Michelle had some great looks. I mean, she did Kim Kardashian for the famous now, but it was the whole black bodysuit thing. Seemed kind of lazy to me, but
now I made mention to Stoney that earlier in my life, in my young life, I was at Fire Island with a guy who recently passed away, Maurice Jamal, my bro, my mentor, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
But he was starting Glow TV, which was an online streaming network, excuse me, for the LGBTQ plus community. I try to say the way he would have said it, that, like the body language and everything. Anyway, so he was Glow TV was one of the sponsors of FIBO that year, so he wanted to introduce me for a docu-series we were supposed to do, the Porn Star Diaries. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about that before.
No.
I'll tell you about it later. Anyway, so the reason why I'm specifically recalling this moment is one, Tyra. That's where I met Tyra Sanchez.
Oh,
and two, he wanted to get a little publicity around the series that we were going to do, so he arranged so that I would get on stage with the host, drag queen, who happened to be Harmonica Sunbeam. Now, if you're in New York and in that scene at all, y'all know she is a legend. When I met her, I was a little bit thrown off because she had on a kind of like my pants, a multi-color but full-on bodysuit covering the face. So the Kim Kardashian look had been done already, number one. But in this situation, what she did just made me think of what Harmonica did. I did think it was a little bit lazy, but I mean, they still had to go through all the padding and everything.
Right.
You had to make sure your figure and your dimensions was together. And then you can't just throw in any bodysuit. It has to read fashion, and in this, it did. So,
yeah,
I'll give it that.
If someone could win a golden boot, I would say Lala Ree would be very much in line for her second golden boot.
Look, she consistent.
And her first look was good. It was like a tribute to Diane Carroll and the Famous Then. But the Famous Now, she kind of tried to do an OnlyFans type of, tongue-in-cheek nod.
When I say undone, it wasn't even half done or incomplete. It was just completely wrong. It was like you just took the chicken out of not even out of the freezer. It didn't even freeze yet. It was still in the refrigerator or whatever. And you just took it and slapped it on a plate. Said, "Hey, here's your chicken dinner," because that's what it was raw.
There was some butter on there, but not no salt, no pepper, no seasoning.
It was fat-free butter.
Can't believe it's not butter
on a piece of raw chicken.
Yeah,
that's what Lala Ree. Let's talk about.
Can't put no margarine on raw chicken and then serve it up. Yeah, no.
This is All Stars, and I get it, but I feel like All Stars should be a place for queens who really made a statement.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, she was safe. During episode 1. Yes. So, that one, and I mean, Lala did okay in the Maxi Challenge. She did okay. She's a performer. In the Maxi Challenge, just to, kind of skip ahead and provide context.
Let me just say this too. Yeah. With Lala Ree, there's personal bias here, so I'm going to try to keep my personal bias out of her performances and her looks.
Right.
When I say her looks, I mean like the pieces that she put together, not her. Well, even her makeup. Yeah. I have a personal bias. I don't dislike her. I just don't like her drag.
Yeah, it just doesn't connect. It doesn't connect with me. But I can honestly say, in the Maxi Challenge, she did pretty good. She did pretty good. Yes. Did I think it was good enough to save her? It's debatable, but
but she was safe.
So. But yeah, then we had who else was a standout during the mini challenge?
Oh, the mini challenge.
The mini challenge. Yeah. I mean, Kahana was very much,
So. Yes, I do want to say that, but I also want to talk about Darian Lake because her first look, it was like a reminder that
it was a very it looked very much like not so good Renaissance fair execution. The fabric was off. Like the choice of fabric was just off, and so, purple is a very regal color.
So I get it though, and I understand people's issues with it, but I actually didn't know she's not.
No, I thought it was pretty
a safe look.
Yeah.
But what I really wanted to talk about was her Famous Now.
Yeah, which was Billie Eilish.
Yeah, it was Billie Eilish, and some people really didn't like that she did that, and some people believe that was genius. I'm of the former.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I did. I like that. I did. I liked it. It was a very, like very cool nod to Billie Eilish. She pulled it off.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and
I didn't like it still.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it did look like, grandma trying to dress like the young kids, but hey, it's a drag queen. Like what? Like, get over it. But yeah, no, I thought that she did okay. I thought who else? Kahana Montrese in the mini challenge looked absolutely gorgeous both times. Her famous then, it was a little bit like, it was just generic. I couldn't really tell like what era it was from or
so
who.
I also want to say with Kohana, it's weird that I can say this, but I think that she is such a beautiful girl and a cute boy.
Yeah.
And every time I look at her, I see Coco. And I don't like that. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Not Coco Montrese. I do not. Ooh.
I can tell you one thing. She said, "Hey mom, where you get your work done?" Oh, this guy right here, and she went to that person because he gave her the same fillers. That's when I say Coco. He's like a light skinned version of Coco because like the shape of the face now, the nose, the lips is literally in proportion to Coco Montrese.
Yeah. We were definitely talking about looking at Kahana Montrese, and we came up with like, if Rihanna and Tiana Taylor had a baby, it would be Kahana Montrese, which is very good.
That's beautiful.
Very good
oh my gosh.
Kahana. But yeah, those were the standouts of the mini challenge. The maxi challenge was a disco and glam rock remix of hold on, money, success, fame, and glamour. I had to play it in my head, and then yeah. So yeah, apparently that was a underground club hit that the producers, two of the executive producers of Wild of Wonder, who are like best friends with RuPaul, put out way back in the early '90s. So so they did a remix of a disco version and a glam rock version, and they were split up, and everyone's performance was judged. Kahana Montrese very much stood out during the performance.
Yes.
Who else stood out for you?
Honestly, no one stands out, and it's partially because we've been embracing our 420 hood.
Yeah,
and right now it's got me kind of like, I don't even think I should be saying this on live because it's definitely fried my brain a little bit. Wow. Anyway, as I look at this one here, I'm not gonna spark it up.
I'm a professional, so
right. No, but for real, in that situation, like the people that I want to say stood out for the wrong reasons. Right. So I don't even point that out, like Darian Lake, like James Mansfield, in those challenges, like during the dance and their performance, they stood out.
Right.
In the wrong reasons,
I would say that is the only thing. Well, you mentioned James Mansfield. I would say that is the only thing, honestly. I thought that James's lyrics was very clever.
Right.
The overall performance was solid, compared to what we have to go off of before. And the runway was great, and everything. All the runways, there wasn't any bad runways, I would say, on this first episode. So
the one thing I will say though, I mean, someone who was actually, their lyrics was pretty good. I think their overall performance was good, but there was something lacking, and that was Monica Beverly Hills.
Yeah, on that first episode, yeah. She looked very timid.
She looked amazing though, and that's the crazy thing. So she looked amazing. Her lyrics was on point. Her choreography was down, but in her face the entire time, she looked like she was so unsure of herself. And I'm telling you, she was killing it. Yeah. But she was killing everything that she was doing. But that's
but it made us feel like,
right,
because we can see it in your face, and it's like, we want to be all like, yeah, get it, girl, get it. You got to be like
uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, like
it was a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was definitely very uncomfortable. Like she didn't own it.
Yeah.
So the bottom two queens, according to the judges' critiques in RuPaul, of course, was Monica Beverly Hills and Darian Lake for this first episode.
Do you think that Darian Lake should have been in the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. I thought that she didn't do, as well in the performance. And then,
Now, I do
her
want to throw
first
some.
look was kind of off.
I do want to throw something else out there though, and this is I don't want to like say, oh, you're being an ableist or anything like that. And I'm using ableist as an example of something I could like favor a person over or disfavor a person over. But keep in mind that not only are a lot of these queens like queens who went home in the first couple of episodes of their seasons, some of these queens are legitimately up in age and keeping up. But you also have to understand that some of these queens are really up in age. And for that reason, certain people I will give grace. Darian Lake, her choreography was a little bit off. James Mansfield is not necessarily someone I will look at and say, "Oh, I know that you're not geriatric to me," but there's something that seems like your body just don't move in certain ways. And Mrs. Kasha Davis, who I know is up in age, but is still killing it. And that's the point. That's why I said it's hard for me. But like Kasha Davis is actually killing it. So it's hard to like look at the others and say, well, maybe it's your age or your body moves weird. No. Kasha's man body still cinches, gets up there and does this with what you can tell this person is an older person, but that does not stop her.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I didn't, take pull any punches
I still
when it comes to looking at. Yeah,
realistically, I'll give grace for certain things, but Kasha makes it hard for people.
Exactly, and yeah, so I do feel like the bottom two were the correct ones for the first episode, and so the winner, the top three or the top three performing queens were for episode 1 was Kahana Montrese, according to the judges' critiques, James Mansfield, and Alexis Michelle. Okay, those were the three that received the most positive remarks that weren't deemed safe at the very beginning. And Kahana Montrese won the first Maxi Challenge of All Stars 8. And
congratulations!
Yes, congratulations, gorgeous. And she won the right to go up against the lip sync assassin for a $10,000 tip. And the lip sync assassin for episode 1
was someone who is a crossover queen because she's on both shows that we really enjoyed, Legendary and RuPaul's Drag Race. Miss Aja La Beja.
Yeah. So it was good to see Aja, especially with all the Twitter beef that she's been going through with the Drag Race fans. I know that there was a lot of Drag Race fans on Twitter whose Twitter fingers was on fire when they saw Aja come down because of everything that she put Anitra through. Don't get me wrong. I am very much Team Anitra. I love Anitra to death. Did not, on record, y'all can go back and watch all the shows. That Aja's criticism of Anitra for voguing is unwarranted. I mean, just let Anitra do her thing and compete and run her race. But it was good to see Aja come, and it was a good olive branch, I guess, to the fans that the producers allowed her to.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah, the producers allowed her to, kind of, get that, ingratiate herself back to the fandom because, she was going to be, RuPaul Drag Race fandom canceled for picking on Anitra. So, and they lip sync to.
Wait! Before you say it, this I always told myself that if I ever decided to do a drag performance, that this would be the song I would do, aka "Freakum Dress" by Beyonce.
Right. Yeah, no, I would not do that. But hey, teach his own.
And they killed it.
Yeah, it was a good lip sync.
It was a really good lip sync.
It was a good lip sync. It wasn't as close as people think that it was, in my opinion.
That it was a clear win for Aja.
Yeah, that's why I said it wasn't as close. They were like, "Oh, it was close." No,
that was a clear win.
No, it was a good, entertaining lip sync.
Show, yes.
But Aja won.
Aja was the one who made the freaking dress come out.
Yeah, and so thusly, of course, with All-Star rules, the winner gets to pick between the two bottom queens, and then the group votes on the two bottom queens. All right, if the lip sync assassin wins, the group vote is what will stand. If the winning All-Star beats the lip sync assassin, then not only do they get a $10,000 tip, but they also get to eliminate one of the bottom queens.
Or have to eliminate one of the bottom queens. So all the girls want to send the other girls home. They just don't want to be the one to send the other girls home.
Hey. When I'm hungry, cows are cute. Pigs are cute. Bunnies are cute. There's a lot of cute animals that I don't like eating. But when I'm hungry, I'm going to eat them. Because I'm hungry. Are you Queens $200,000 hungry? I know all of y'all are, because none of y'all won. So none of y'all is making close to that money. All right. So you better eat.
So
hard. Yeah, it would be hard, but business is business. Sorry.
Aja won, and the group voted to send home Monica Beverly Hills.
Right.
Now, it's a shame to say, but it was deserved. I know that she had a lot to offer, and you didn't get to watch the Untucked, but in the Untucked, she was like really sobbing about how this is all she has, and like she always comes back to drag, like this is her life. She wants to be here so bad, but the thing about it and all of that. And I'm going to have a kumbaya moment in a second based off of this. The problem with her literally was just the fact that she was playing the victim, because she had everything, like, except the confidence. Now, my kumbaya moment. Now, let's go and bless somebody. This is a real, like, legit moment. So, this is very, like, personal, and I'm being transparent. Because there's some personal stuff I've personally been dealing with, and Stoney, a bit of it. And I'm not even going to go too deep into it, but you remember the day you came over, I was sitting in the room with Mom, and we were having conversations, some deep conversations of things that I personally needed to face and confront. And leading up to it, it was like a frog in my throat. While I was talking, it was emotional and still hard, but it was like important for me to express how I was feeling, the things that I've been carrying. And it didn't make me feel good. And yesterday, I'm in the shower. I'm going into the bathroom to jump in the shower, and a light bulb went off, and it was a life-changing epiphany. And I know this is a little detour from Drag Race real quick, and it stems from Monica Beverly Hills just having that confidence in herself and being the victim. And I'm thinking about all the things in my life that I wanted to do, or I thought I should have had, or I should have been by now. And I'm thinking about what stopped me. And it's like, well, I didn't accomplish this because this person did that. And I didn't accomplish that because this person wouldn't let me. And I'm realizing that I'm allowing all the circumstances in my life to make me the victim. And as long as I'm victim to those circumstances, I can never control them. I can never actually accomplish the things I say I want to accomplish. And it's like, okay, well, this situation I was talking to my mom about that I had been holding against her for God knows how long. It was unnecessary. It was like I am in control of my ability to be the victim or the victor in that situation. And the moment I learned to release that and all the other things that I've been allowing to be my excuse for not being successful, honestly, and that really just literally changed my life in that moment. I'm not going to continue to preach. I went and talked to my mom about it, and it was like I had to go to her and say, Mom, one, thank you for giving me the space to express how I was feeling, and two, I apologize for holding on to that for so long. And that was like one of the most freeing things I've had in my life. And that's a courage and confidence. And back to Drag Race, I think that was the biggest thing for Monica. Whatever she's been going through in her life, because you can see it, she wears it on her face all the time. It's like all she needed was for her, not even for someone else to push her, but for her to wake up and realize, like, girl, you got it. I think she could have been one of those girls who shocked you and made it to the end, but her confidence wouldn't let her.
Right.
Amen. Pass the offering plate. I'll put my Cash App on the screen.
It was great. I you summed it up correctly, in my opinion. And yeah, but there is a twist, and we'll get into the twist a little later.
Yes, there is.
So there's still a little hope for Monica Beverly Hills. All right, even though she's eliminated, there's still hope, and we'll get into that later. So on to episode 2. Episode 2. All right. The maxi challenge, because there was no mini challenge in this particular episode, but the maxi challenge was a parody, if you will, of SNL called RDR Live. All right. Basically the queens would be acting out various skits and
Sketch shows
yeah,
live.
Yep, live. One take,
Look, live, because you never saw an audience.
No.
But in SNL you don't until like the whole story and the ending credits.
Right.
But anyway, they were divvying up the characters who will play what role. There's always going to be, I want that role. No, I want that role. Well, it was a role of a news reporter, and then there was the role of a doctor in like the first sketch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it boiled down to Lala Ree, Heidi in Closet, and Naysha Lopez going over who's getting what role. And it turned out that Naysha had to. She made the decision to fold and gave the role to Heidi.
Right. Well,
and she took
the
doc. She was one of the doctors, Dr. Bolden or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Right. She kind of, let the role go. You know what I mean? And she, under the guise that, oh, I'm a professional, I can make any role.
I love when people do that.
Yes.
Usually I expect them to do that.
Yes. If you are going to talk the talk,
you got to walk.
You got to walk the walk. All right.
But now. That's not to say that she can't walk the walk. That's not what we're saying.
No.
But she should walk the walk if you want to talk the talk. That's what we're saying right now.
Exactly. So there was you got the cold opening skit, which Naysha ended up being a part of with James Mansfield and La Ree. Well, no, not in the opening sketch.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Yeah. Because at the end, they all became drag because it was like...
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. I thought Miss Kasha Davis was in that one.
No, she was in the opening monologue. And Candy Muse.
Yeah. Well, no, not. She was with Candy Muse, and she was in the
with Jimbo and Jessica Wilde.
So the cold opening, it was basically like the Center for Drag, the drag center or
drag
something.
Control.
Yeah. Center of Drag Control. There was a viral outbreak of drag. And they were discussing things, and it was nice. I would have to say that James Mansfield was the standout person in that particular
definitely
scene.
Was.
Yeah. And then it kind of transitioned to the monologue
with Candy Muse. Mm-hmm. Candy wanted this because this was her moment to shine. Mm-hmm. And Kasha came out and stole the show.
Yeah, she sure did. Came out and stole the show. And that was, hey, is what it is. Kind of expected a Candy Muse. Wasn't really expecting Miss Kasha Davis to come out guns a-blazing. But, hey, she's a professional. She's what she calls the workhorse. So, very, very apropos as to her performance.
So, yeah. As we continue, the next sketch is with Jimbo and Jessica Wilde, who were the horticultural call girls.
Yeah.
The McCalls.
Gardening,
Yeah,
gardening call girls or something like that. Yeah, it was
like
funny.
These two slutty girls who knows their way around a garden. And all the puns and everything you can come up with. It was fun. And then they wanted to give like a lot of testimonials, so they called one of their favorite clients, Barb, played by Mrs. Kasha Davis, who absolutely fucks it up.
Yep.
Even though she wasn't the major role, I think she still stole the show.
Yeah, she did stand out.
So in the two scenes that you saw her in, she made sure that you paid attention to her.
Yeah.
We gotta give her credit for that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I see why you said what you said earlier.
Yeah. And Jimbo did a great job in that scene. Everyone did a great job in that scene. I mean, Jessica Wilde was over the top in everything that you needed her to be.
Yes.
And Jimbo played the, I would say, kind of drunk, spaced out.
Yeah. And it was spaced out like I'm trying to keep it together, not drunk, sloppy all over the place. And she made it funny.
Yeah.
So,
Great
was
job.
good. And
that
then
was great skit. Then we went to
the news
skit.
QNN Queen News Network
Mm-hmm.
with your hosts Heidi in Closet
Mm-hmm.
and La Rade.
Right. So
now let's talk about their banter.
Yeah.
I enjoyed their banter.
Their banter was cute. Yes,
yeah,
it was cute.
entertaining. I could sit there and watch them go back and forth.
Yes,
and that was scripted. So like if it was just their real personalities and stuff, something like that would actually be kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy it. La Rade, you got some redeeming qualities after all. So even though I like their banter together, there's a clear spotlight on Heidi. Not portrayed by the studio, but Heidi was just
better. Yeah, Heidi knew how to land the jokes.
Exactly. She carried the conversation.
Yeah, her cadence were easy. You know what I mean? Easy for me to stay on beat. And that's the thing with a lot of comedic jokes and comedic roles, is that not a lot of people understand the joke in the context of the scene, and how to, there's a certain tempo that certain jokes have to have in order to land correctly. Mm-hmm. And Heidi understood those tempos, whereas La Rade was just trying to seem sassy. In my opinion.
Yes. Well, we also know that La Rade has made it known she's not the actress.
No.
So, and Heidi is a chameleon. She blends in multiple places. But within their segment, there's a moment for Pussy Jones, played by Kohana Montrese, and she played a cat who was a feline rights.
Person.
I want to say
person, a cat person.
Yes,
who thought that they were a cat also. So
right,
there's a lot that you could do there.
And again, the puns were endless. She had her own style of humor. I'm not sure what the expectation was, but she looked great.
Yeah.
And she did deliver her lines with confidence. It didn't seem like she was second guess. She delivered her lines.
Which, there, like, and honestly, there was some hesitation with La Rade, because you could tell that some of the jokes she didn't get. So she didn't know how to deliver them. But I would say that Kahana understood the jokes, you know what I mean? But she was a bit sloppy with her landing and everything. Just a tiny bit sloppy. You know what I mean? Not as sloppy as, La Rade was, but she definitely wasn't in that scene as strong as Heidi in Closet.
Right.
Heidi in Closet won that scene, hands down.
Definitely did. So we get to the runway, and it is the Net Gala. Let's see. I want to talk about things that stood out. A signature moment was Darian Lake's basketball court net.
Yeah,
her dress was.
Did we forgot to talk about Darian Lake and Alexis Michelle?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Alexis Michelle, they had a skit with Michelle Visage. Yes. They were like, Michelle Visage stands.
Yeah, that was a good skit.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody had on leopard print, right? And like it was very cute. That's another show that I would actually want to watch.
Yes, and Alexis just talked to Jimbo about wearing the prosthetics and how to do it, because it looked like
it kills the illusion.
Yeah, her skin was.
It looked like somebody cut your neck right here, and then you bleed. Just the skin is kind of like hanging up. It's a little traumatizing, and we're trying to tell the government that we don't, harm children, but that will give me nightmares.
Yeah.
So talk to Jimbo, because Jimbo is the queen of being a clown and big boobs, and so she uses prosthetics quite often, and she knows how to do it properly. Yeah. So you don't end up looking like somebody slit your neck.
Right.
Please.
Right.
So, but her acting, her makeup, her hair, superb,
stunning. Her runway, her face was stunning. Dress kind of boring. Beautiful dress, kind of boring. But it was like I said, Net Gala.
Speaking of net and boring, Naysha Lopez's dress. Carson even said her dress was it wasn't big enough for All Stars.
Right. It was definitely. I would have said, like, if the category was, spider web realness or something like that, like, maybe it would be better.
I feel Carson on this, because I feel like you're an All Stars 8, and everything has to be big and over the top, in my opinion. And I'm not saying you have to have the biggest hair, the biggest dress, but like bone straight hair and a slim fitting on waist, like black dress, it doesn't give I'm an all-star. It gives Monday Night at Roscoe's, in my opinion. And let's see who else stood out for me. Mother freaking Jimbo.
Yeah, that runway was epic.
Had phones like little hands holding phones, like Doc Ock almost. Had little mirror, like really small glasses. Had this braces thing, like another phone down here. Stunning. It was beautifully put together. It was conceptual. It was futuristic. That was a dope outfit.
Very much Hellraiser meets Instagram. It was awesome.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Hiding in the Closet.
Yes.
Hiding in the Closet, because her look, she made that Gap thing signature.
Yeah, that is her thing.
And her makeup was on point. Her outfit was so dope. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It wasn't glamour. It was more like street couture.
Yes.
It was street couture.
Yeah. And then we had James Mansfield coming out with the camp and had hair and rollers, but had a ponytail going halfway down the back, you know.
And the idea was a hairnet.
Yeah.
That was the net part. But yeah, James Mansfield was pretty good. I have to mention Kohana Montrese's look.
Oh.
Looked like a sea jewel goddess.
Yeah, like just jewels, bejeweled nets.
Yes.
Was just draped all over her. Very Vegas, had a trident, you know.
Yes.
Like it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Love that look.
Yeah. Great job. So the top 3 performers for the Maxi Challenge was Heidi N Closet, James Mansfield, all right, and Jimbo. All right. Then we had the 2 bottom queens for the week, as determined by RuPaul, which was Naysha Lopez and Kahana Montrese.
Now, I said this to Stoney about Kahana being in the bottom. That's all subjective to a person's opinion, because again, in her performance, was she consistent with what we got from her from the first week? Yes. Did she do something that was like drastically bad or off? No, because as I watched Stoney as he was watching, and he knew for sure that Kahana was going to be safe, at least.
Yeah.
And then when you called her, and then like I think that kind of like shapes your opinion a little bit.
Right.
But in my opinion, Kahana should not have been in the bottom. La Ree should have been in the bottom. Nonetheless, Mama Ru made the decision to call out Naysha and Kahana. And, Jimbo has the unlucky privilege of picking somebody that she will have to send home if she wins the lip sync.
Yes.
And the other girls, again, have to vote for who they want to send home.
So, James Mansfield and I'm sorry, whatchamacallit, what was her name?
Heidi?
Yes, James Mansfield and Heidi N Closet were safe. All right, and then Jimbo won, was the winner this week. So Jimbo had the opportunity to go up against the lip sync assassin, and this right here, this lip sync assassin, and just it just so happens that Jimbo happened to have won, and Drag Race fans, you know where I'm going with this. It always is a question of if the producers have a hand in certain things.
Yes,
and it was obvious that the producers really set this up. So Jimbo had to face the lip sync assassin of Pangina Hill. So for those folks that aren't that are more on the American side and not in tune with the more international iterations of Drag Race, Jimbo first competed on Drag Race Canada. All right, then competed on Drag Race UK versus the world. Where Pangina eliminated Jimbo. All right, and it was a big deal, so now it's like, oh, I get my revenge, or Jimbo has an opportunity for revenge. And yeah, opportunity keyword. Because they lip synced to what was that song called? I forgot what
All I could think of was the high vibrational part that Jimbo did, because that was funny. It was a standout moment for me for her.
Yeah. I don't remember. It was an 80s song. I do know that it was an 80s song because I heard it on those 80 commercials.
It was a good lip sync battle. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
There was a clear winner.
Yeah.
Pangina Hills was the clear winner. And it's so creative, flexible, and funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, won, which means now that the $20,000 now is going to roll over to next week's prize, which is going to be $30,000,
right,
for whoever wins the lip sync if it's one of the All Stars.
Yes, and so the group's choice for the for the queen who should be eliminated is what's going to carry the day, and Pangina revealed that the group had voted for Naysha Lopez. So Naysha Lopez has made my 3-word prediction come true and has officially become the most eliminated queen.
How many times? 4 times?
In Drag Race. 4 times she's been eliminated.
4 times. She's
times.
made history.
Yes.
Oh, wait. More than Shangela?
Yeah, no, because Shangela was only eliminated twice because she made it to the finals on the All-Star season.
So she wasn't officially eliminated. You're
yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah. And Jimbo, if Jimbo gets eliminated, then Jimbo will also occupy that space as being eliminated 3 times.
Wow. Very interesting. So, now that you see Stoney here seems to have a little track record right now predicting this thing. So, regular season, I was on point. We're gonna follow this through with you, Stoney, see what you got for us.
Yeah, so now we're gonna move on to our best racers thus far. So we have our top 4, and again, these are who we feel as though is leading the best race. Individually, we have some different opinions, but for the most part, we all agree on the people.
Yes,
you know what I mean. It's just the placement of the people. But we've come to a consensus because we're going to do that for All-Star season.
Yes.
So best racer, number 1 in the lead, we have Jimbo. Number 2, we have Kahana Montrese.
Number
3, we have Heidi in Closet.
And number
4, we have James Mansfield.
Before we continue, let us know in the comments, what do you think about our top 4?
Yes, let us know your top 4.
I want to know who's your top 4?
Yeah.
What do you think? I want to know. Let me know.
So we've come up with this again because we feel as though that those 4 are running the best, they're running the strongest race out of all the queens that we have. They're running the 4 strongest races right now. Some honorable mentions who are outside or just outside or outside of our top 5.
Top 4
or top 4, but we have Miss Kasha Davis.
Yes, she's sitting at a very close number.
Very,
4.
very close. Number 5.
She would be number 5 if we were on top 5.
Yeah, very, very close. Solidly number 5 in my opinion.
Yes.
And then we have Candy Muse, who has been safe.
So we could say Alexis Michelle in there, but the reason why I think Candy Muse is because in my prediction, Candy Muse has a few amount of episodes left, because I can see how she can because she's captured me, because I didn't like Candy, but she's captured me.
Still don't.
But she's not that girl that you're going to. She's not going to be top 5. I doubt she's going to be in top 6. So she has a few more episodes left.
Yeah.
And then there's Vai. And another honorable mention, just because we don't talk about her much, is Jessica Wilde.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Jessica Wilde is doing really a good race. Not as strong as our top 4, but she's putting together a solid race, just like she did the first time.
I'd imagine she'd last longer than Candy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And so our bottom 2 queens, the 2 queens that we feel are running the weakest race right now
at this point,
Darian Lake. And which I don't think that she's running the weakest race. I think that she's running a weaker race.
She's running the weakest of the strongest.
Right. and then we have the person who we feel as though is running the weakest race, Rade.
Yes, it gets nose, and I don't know if is she a fan favorite? Like, I don't know why she's back.
Yeah,
I don't know why she's
her
back.
drag just doesn't connect with me. She's very much in the Jax bag. Like,
tell me something, and this is now I know we say jump in the comments and all that stuff, but really, I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys connect with Rade?
Yeah,
because sometimes it's not about like the aesthetics. Maybe it's something else that you can connect with.
mm-hmm.
I just don't connect with her.
No.
Can someone please? And I think it's kind of bad that I connect more with Candy than I do with Rade.
Yeah.
So let me know what you guys think about that. Like, do you guys really connect with Rade? I don't see her lasting past this next episode. I don't know, but I don't see it.
Well, we shall see, because there are 2 opportunities to win this year.
Let's talk about that, because we didn't mention what this twist was. So, as much as we talk about how we influence, how the GreatMines Show influences RuPaul's Drag Race, and like I know I said at some point or another that fans should have a say in who the winner is. Now, RuPaul has created the fan favorite. What is the exact word called?
It is the Queen of the Fame Games.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at messages.
Yeah. So so basically what's going to happen is, because a lot of fans were giving Ru the business, and the World of Wonder team the business online, because you have a lot of fans who are invested, and Ru preferenced this by saying that Drag Race has some of the most dedicated fans in the world, if not the most dedicated fans in the world, and we are. But
and you know what? You know, last season, Ru did the song "Blame It on the Edit" because all the queens was complaining about the edit. I think she created this because a lot of the fans are saying, "Oh, the game is rigged."
Yeah.
So she's like, "Okay, now y'all get to pick y'all. We're gonna still do our queen that we're going to crown, but now the fans can follow the eliminated queens to the end, who they'll be able to participate in all of the challenges." And separately from the actual show anyway, and post their stuff up on social media, and you can go and you can vote for which queen that was eliminated that you'd want to see come back and win. And they're going to have a title all of their own, and they're going to win $50,000.
Queen of the Fame game. So basically, so every week when a queen is eliminated, all right, and on Untucked and on social media, they're going to showcase their runway looks that they would have worn for that week's runway. So you want to watch Untucked, okay, because you get to see the runway, for the eliminated queens and everything. But not just that, but they get to post content. So that means that they could honestly do a version of the challenge, on their social media
for us, the fans, to enjoy and add our 2 cents to that. So
now this, and again, this all came about because, again, the fans, and a lot of fans follow these queens. Okay, a lot of fans are fans of these queens from their home bars. You know what I mean? So you have a lot of fans of Drag Race who are actually in touch with these queens, and these queens are very transparent about what they do. You know what I mean? Especially after the fact, when they can talk about the preparation and stuff like that they go through, the money and stuff like that they put for these looks, the amount of designers out there that lead them on or don't do good enough work for them and stuff like that. You hear about those stories and everything, and it's all worth nothing if you go home after 1 week. You did all this for nothing because you're prepared for the long haul. So RuPaul, listening to the fans, and kudos to RuPaul and the folks at World of Wonder, basically are saying, hey, your runway looks won't go to waste because you will still be competing after you're eliminated. So show your runway looks, do other things, you know what I mean? Engage with the fans, and engage your particular fan base so that they can, support you and lift you to a crown that they feel you deserve. And so if you are a Drag Race fan, or if you are a Monica Beverly Hills fan or a Naysha Lopez fan, then you need to be liking their stuff from here on out, watching their stuff. And then once we get closer to the finals, you'll be able to vote for them.
So here's our thing: we have to make the commitment ourselves to follow them now, so we can add our 2 cents in on their part of the challenge.
Yeah.
Because we want to be fair. Because maybe you get your Drag Race information from us.
Now, this is a double-edged sword. We love all the fan interaction and stuff like that, but god damn it, Ru, you are creating more work for the Kyng and I. Like a lot more work, because now we got to go follow queens that we ain't had no reason to follow before.
With you, there's a lot. So there's a lot of times during new seasons I discover new queens on Drag Race, and a lot of them I won't follow. I would not be following,
right?
If because they just don't spark my interest. So now I'm going to follow
La Rade. I know, right?
Because otherwise I would not be. Now, don't get me wrong. James Mansfield is still in the top 4 for me. Yeah, but that's not a queen that I would follow.
Yeah, I would generally follow. Yeah, no.
So that's what we're going to do.
And James Mansfield is making my prediction come through. I said most improved queen, and James Mansfield is showing that, besides Kahana Montrese, but hey, this is shaping up to be.
Does Kasha even have a social media?
Yes, I already follow Miss Kasha Davis because there's always time for a cocktail. Yes, okay. I love it. But yeah, this is actually coming together as being a really good season. Decent, entertaining season. Yes. I was not, I was not on the bandwagon as far as this is going to be an entertaining season, but it is shaping up.
Because some of the girls is like, who is that? Some of the other girls is like, I don't want to see them.
Yeah, why is that?
Yeah. And then so when I saw Darian Lake, I wasn't neither upset nor delighted. It was just like, okay.
Right. It was like, oh, okay, Darian, hey.
Yeah. I don't remember if I said it's on air, but my favorite, I'm Team Heidi. Just to make it clear, I am Team Heidi. I want Heidi in Closet to win. I do understand that might be a tall order, considering who our top 4 are. She got her work to do to gain the crown.
Greatness is uncommitted.
But I do believe that she has what it takes. I do believe it. Again,
I agree.
There has to be some type of fluke because the other girls are not going to go down without a fight.
No.
So
no, especially Candy Muse. Good God.
I don't want to hype anybody up or put anybody down in that situation. Just like I want Lux to win after Anitra, but in this situation, I want Heidi to win. I came in with high hopes for Darian. I don't think she has the chops to make it through the season.
Yeah, no.
She's great.
Yeah.
At everything she does. I give it to her. She's great with her fashion. She's great with comedy.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
I do think that it might be Jimbo and Heidi in the final two. I could definitely see that being the final two.
Do you think anybody in this competition could really give Heidi that work and lip sync?
No.
So is she ever? I feel like whoever her lip sync assassin,
and she has been a lip sync assassin. She is the. I think she's the only queen on the cast right now that has been a lip sync assassin on All Stars previously. So
yeah, so I mean, she has it. She has it. She's funny. Her fashion is on point. Her makeup is on point. She can dance.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lip sync assassin. I think the only thing is that Jimbo has ideas that you could never fathom.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what scares me. Because, again, if Jimbo takes it home, I can't say that I'm upset about that.
No.
I just want Heidi to win. But now that I mentioned Jimbo, Jimbo's mind is in a different dimension.
Yes. Very much so.
Like 23 hours of the day. And it's like, you never know what you're going to get from
I love it.
So, because of that, whoever ends up in the top with her, good luck.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely calling her in the top 2.
Who, Jimbo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I kind of knew that when they released the cast.
I started to feel like it was a season 15 all over again, almost. Kind of like, okay, well, there's a clear winner from the door. I don't want to say that it's a clear winner, but it does look in certain ways that things are being set up for Jimbo. And it's only episode 2 on the premiere night. I'm making all these predictions really early. And the one thing that we have to keep in mind is it's up to each of the other queens to decide who stays and who goes.
Yes, so long as the winner doesn't win.
So long as the winner does.
The winner doesn't win because the winner decides who goes home.
Right.
You know,
but I'm saying like, so actually, it's not that simple. We say it is, but who's in control of who goes in the bottom?
Ru.
So regardless of how much power you think the other girls have, they only have that power because Ru wanted to put somebody in a hot seat. So that's the part of the show that I think is rigged and it's unfair because again, Kohana should not have been in the bottom. I do not want to make La La Ree this season's Jax where we're like, how the hell are you still here?
I am.
I'm saying I will because that's what it seems like it's happening.
Yes.
But I don't want to have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
Or if we're going to put it in an All-Stars context, the Roxy Andrews of All-Stars, because back when, it was, Relaska Talks versus Katya, on All-Stars, I think 3. I think it was All-Stars 3. Yeah. Yeah, like, we ain't want Roxy there at all.
So let's talk about the fact that there's 2 alliances that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
The first alliance is Jimbo, Candy Muse, and Heidi in Closet.
Mm-hmm.
Which is another reason why I put Heidi up at the top because she's smart.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because they've been touring together and they're very familiar with each other, still got that really close-knit bond. So they've committed to an alliance. But then La La Ree approaches Heidi and say, hey, let's have an alliance. And Heidi's like, okay. Because the more people that promise us to save me, the better chances I have of making it to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So Heidi, you're doing... And then the thing about it is at the end of the day, whether Heidi wins challenges or not, as long as she's not at the bottom, she never even has to use that power.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very much pulling a Trixie Mattel without pulling a Trixie Mattel because Trixie did it unknowingly.
And so then it'd be like, no one can ever pull your card and say, oh, you were supposed to save me because I was safe. It wasn't on me.
Right.
Heidi's in a really good position.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, well, yeah. So that's where we are with All Stars 8.
Look, the numbers just keep coming so fast.
I know. First 2 episodes dropped on Paramount Plus. We are not getting paid for this. So, we're just doing this because we're real hardcore fans.
I did not watch Untucked the second episode.
I
have to watch that one.
Yeah. And Bianca Del Rio's back on the Pit Stop.
And on
Alaska.
Alaska, which is also a former host of Pit Stop.
Yes, former host of Pit Stop, former winner.
Former winner
of All Stars, period. Yeah.
So I think that she was the perfect person to open up season 8 of All Stars on the Pit Stop.
Yeah. And it was great. So make sure you go check it out.
And that on YouTube, on the RuPaul Drag Race YouTube channel.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else really, really special or anything important or anything going on that we want to throw out there real quick.
Oh my goodness.
This is my birthday month.
Yeah, birthday month for the Kyng.
So, I might say, hey, I'm doing this for my birthday. Probably not.
Is it your golden jubilee?
No, it's not. I'm not that old yet. Which at this point I'm actually looking forward to. I'm like scratching at the door. But I'm okay with that. Like I'm actually looking forward to.
I'll be okay with it too if I look like him. And also, other things.
You said it. Anyway, so I don't know.
They were all thinking it.
I am like really diving into my art. I'm excited about a lot of things. Personally, I'm on these journeys and like my art is really inspiring me to do more art and stuff. So I'm happy about all that good stuff. Yeah. Great. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Tell your mama I said happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
And yeah, that's all I really got.
Yeah.
What about you, Stoney?
Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming. God bless you. Good night.